And all of this I will describe tomorrow, what we are talking about, the new bus system and the sharing bike program. Then we are developing another system of micro distribution. Then there is programs of urban transformation, where we have this public space, and in the public space we apply many of the other principles. So every time you make a new avenue or you do a transformation, is the right moment to use these technologies. Then we are developing the intelligent urban furniture, where we are trying to include the roof for the bus stop. And the bus stop, we did some prototype with GC Deco. We are developing some in the shelter for the roof with some screen that are interactive. People can get information there. And then we were developing a cyclist panel. We had a program of urban resilience with United Nations, and in order to develop a system to assess what is this resilience of the city itself. Then we developed the Smart Citizen program. I will talk tomorrow related with the Fab Labs and the idea of people developing their innovation related with digital fabrication, etc. We have the O government and efficiency. O is open. In Barcelona, we work very hard in order to work with the open data, in order to deal with a system that the people can have to the access to the data that we also have from the government. We create a platform run by the city where every application that is related with Barcelona can inside the same platform. We call Barcelona in your pocket. And then we have like different things, the program to develop the Barcelona contactless, the apps, the digital identity, etc. We had another program with the waste collection based in containers and also in the traffic routes for the trucks. We start to do also smart regulations, because it's fundamental in every tender process. We put some regulations. For example, if someone is going to make in a bidding process, make an offer where he had some smart technologies as part of the plan, they should to get some points for this proposal. So we did some smart regulation for the tenders and for the government measures. We start to work with the Catalan government, because in Spain the health is not part of the municipal responsibility related with the Catalan health plan and with the iHealth, so how people can be connected with the doctor with teleassistance, and the teleassistance is a very important program. We start to work with education again, using technologies, apps, applications related with education. About tourism, we developed some specific apps and platforms for geographic information system and many things related with tourist flow map, etc. About industry and logistics, we developed a kind of platform where many logistic plans are connected through an innovation platform. Then about safety and security, we use this more for security in the beach, for example, more than robatories. Is more about the security of people in special places, like in the beaches. And then we were also working with the idea of the Barcelona events, how we position and we make Barcelona exporting and connecting with other people. So as you see, what we did was we are developing many different plans and applications, but instead to think that every project is different, what we try to do is to connect programs related, for example, with water, with energy, etc. And all of this was organized using this diagram that explained that every part of the city, so that every part of the city is connected, and all these different applications were somehow organized here. Okay, so do you have any question related with this? Question, good.
Есть два вопроса. Вот вы сказали, что у вас Wi-Fi везде, да, в городе. Ну вы внедряете. И вопрос, если даже какой-то из этих столбов, например, не работает, это обратно надо заходить, или же он сам будет? Как это вообще происходит, если мы хотим тоже внедрить такие программы себе? Интересная программа. Ну, вот вы, например, идете, как я, например, знаю, если у вас вот не ловит вот этого, да, связь, на следующую пройти, как это происходит и так далее. Нет, запрашивают еще раз логин, пароль и так далее. А как тогда?
The first time that you enter, you need to register, and then whenever you come back to this place, you already are registered, and then
понятно, что в истории сохраняется. Ну, вы идете дальше, у вас где-то пропадает, где-то появляется, и все время он будет сам интегрировать, или как это?
Let's say that in Barcelona there is 10% or 15% cover because the city is very big. And then we have some spots in the parks, and we have some main avenues that this is happening. So there is only one registration for the Barcelona public Wi-Fi. And then when you go outside, you don't have a registration. But when you enter, the system keeps the memory, and you can be automatically connected. So you don't need to register again.
Спасибо. Что касается теперь по сбору данных, вот вы сказали, да, вот что у вас security и так далее, все это вот интегрировано. А куда это все сливается? У нас, например, в ДВД это. У вас это в частных руках или же в государстве?
But do you mean about cameras? In Spain, is not allowed to register the face of the people with a public camera. So that means that no one can store any public camera about the movement of the people. We only use cameras for traffic control and then this can be saved. But the law in Spain that is very protective with the private data, we don't allow to record the face and to follow the people using cameras.
Понятно, но у нас чуть другая ситуация. Есть камеры общественного порядка, есть камеры транспортного движения, да? А все это интегрируется как бы вот в ДВД.
Okay, I will tell you in China, they know everything. They register everything and they can follow everyone. They control. In China, for example, one day I took one scarf by mistake in one airport, and then suddenly I left in a table and I leave. And I had bad luck because this scarf was from the daughter of the head of police of Shanghai. And then when I was taking another plane, I received a phone call from my friend saying, "Did you take a scarf?" Why? Because they saw someone ask, then they were looking to you, then they were following you, they were following to the car where you were entered, they see the plate of the car, they called to the company, and they knew that they were where you were, who you are, and now they ask you to give back the scarf or to pay for it. So let's say that I don't know what is good or bad, but the truth is that there are some places where the cameras can follow you, and in China they develop a system like this. I would say a good experience. The good experience is one day I arrived to the airport, and in the airport I was looking for the gate, but I didn't find the gate because it was in the lower level, and I was late. But then suddenly one person came to me and said, "Mr. Guayart, please follow me." And I say, "Oh, how did you find me?" And they say, "Oh, we need your name. I am from the gate." Well, I know your name. Then I enter, I saw the passport, and then I asked to the cameras to look where you are, and they found you in the airport, and I came to follow you. This is what happened a month ago in Shenzhen airport. So let's say that there is one limit about the super hyper control, that this is what China are doing, and then the consequence of this is that they say they can give some good citizen quality award and registration. In the contrary, in Spain is not allowed at all to register the data if the people doesn't allow, and the cameras doesn't allow to register the face of the people. There are private cameras that control for security around gas station, for example, that this is owned by the gas station, but never goes to the government. And the government has some cameras of control for the traffic, that you can follow the traffic, but in general you don't follow the people. So let's say that because it's forbidden to do these kind of things, we don't have this kind of super centralized system to get the information about the people. What we are trying to do about the data in general is to try to integrate the data that is coming from the public information, for example, about traffic, or about I don't know, the use of the public transportation, or about other things. There is data owned by the private company. For example, power company is a private company, and they don't want to give the data to anyone. And this is complex because the government really now is fighting with the power company, or even with the water company, because the citizen will produce the information, but then this is run by private companies, and then there is a conflict right now about this. But in general, what we try to do is to build this platform of information to get public and private data, to be transparent, to do this open data. In Singapore, they are super good in the open data, and they offer the data to the companies, for example, about transportation, to do services related with the price of parking or the price of rental or many other things. So what I understand, and it makes sense, is that every, let's say, political and social organization has some specific rules, and then in China is different, and maybe here is different, and in Spain is also different. Question, one second.
Я так поняла, что вы не пользуетесь сведениями с камер совсем, да? То есть даже при совершении преступлений, каких-то серьезных правонарушений, ну даже если вспомнить теракт, который был на Рабле.
Yes, we have some, but we don't have too much. Truth is that what happened is this. We had a terrorist attack in Las Ramblas in Barcelona, as you know, last August. And then the cameras that were used to follow what happened maybe was one public camera for traffic, and then the shops in general, they have the cameras, and obviously the government go to the shop and ask for the vision of the camera to follow it. But we are in Spain, and this is our case, we are not very much concentrated in, let's say, in controlling the people or controlling the terrorists. But because there are so many cameras, and even the people, we have the cameras and we can register many things, so this is a good way to retrieve information. And obviously in the important buildings, there are some control cameras owned by the government. But we don't have a very systematic, for example, in the airport, obviously there are some cameras, but the objective of the camera is not to cover everything and to go to the parking to be able to register. But there are some key points where we have control of all of this.
Последний вопрос, встречный еще. Вот вы сказали, что у вас прибрежные, да, вот эти, в парках, в этих в пирсах устанавливаете камеры. Тогда для чего они там нужны? Пляжи. Для чего тогда?
But in this case, as I say, is more for the security of the people. So if there is someone that is having a problem about how you say to have an accident or something like this, we try to protect the people. And these cameras were more related with the health and with the security about the people than not to control. In general, obviously there are some thieves in the beaches sometimes, but we don't use the camera necessarily to follow the thief and to control it. It was more about the security of the people. In this cylinder with Cisco, because there was in Spain is not allowed to see the faces, we use these cameras to count people. So sometimes, in order to have the big data of how many people is passing through here or how many people is entering through here, you can put, for the cars there are these sensors in the road. But in order to count people, what these cameras, what they do is they make shadows and we can count people. So let's say these cameras we were using were more like visual sensors than not exactly traditional cameras. Any more questions? No? Wait.
Вот вы сказали сейчас, там прибрежных вот этих ставите камеры, чтобы что-то там не украли. А как если вы не снимаете лица, вот вор, да, например, лица, как узнаете?
What I say is that we use the camera because sometimes there is someone, for example, if someone is crying or someone is doing something, with this control center, they can send the police to save. It's like in a big swimming pool. In the swimming pool, you need to be controlled. It's the saving the people. And then we use this system to save the people. we don't use to record we don't use to follow the thief.
Как находят потом?
No, we don't use camera to look for thief. We don't use camera to use for thief. So the thief is not used recording a camera. Never a judge could use a camera, record the camera as a proof for a thief crime. So we don't use this in our country. We don't use this. I'm sure in many other places in America or in China they do this. Yes.
У меня вопрос такой. Вот на рисунке пирсы. Перед пирсами волнорезы или волноломы есть предусмотрены или нет? Волноломы и волнорезы.
Can you repeat the question?
Оршет. О, дальше вон, пирсами. Расстояние метров 200-300, там волнорезы и волноломы должны быть. Она предусмотрена, если есть, с какого материала, интересно.
No, we have sometimes natural big stones and sometimes there are concrete stones. But you know, this beach is artificial beach because the beach before we grow, and this is for the water. We have this, and sometimes we have other places here. So also there. Okay.
Расскажите про дома вот эти Барселоны, вот которые четырехугольные дома же есть же там у вас в Барселоне.
Okay, so as I said before, in Barcelona we have a great engineer that was called Cerdà, and he did a plan to do this. Okay, I will show you something even better. So when Cerdà was designing the city, he was doing those analyses. So at that time, there were no cars. And then the studies that he was doing is that before, in the historical center were narrow streets and the city was like this. And then he started to analyze with the movements that will come from the trains or the horses, which will be the best point or how they should do it. And because he came with this situation that for traffic it would be better to do these kind of things, he came to the idea that the corners should be cut. And that's why in the master plan, the corners were cut. And then if you put 4 corners together, you have a block. So let's that the block came after the corners and the mobility analysis that were developed in the 19th century. Yeah. So now if you see how is our city, all the corners are cut. Yeah. And then yeah, this is one of the characteristics of the Barcelona urban fabric. You see all these cut, but there are better pictures than maybe. That you see the corners, they are cut. Tomorrow I will show what we are doing with these, they call super blocks, the super blocks project, because we are doing a radical project to remove cars from the city, and then in order to generate more public space.
Каждый квадрат сколько на сколько? Thank you.
Press the button.
Во-первых, я хотела бы сначала выразить восхищение вашим городом. И то, что вы сделали, я была 3 года назад в вашем городе, это удивительный город. И причем он удивительный именно своим дружелюбием к каждому. То, что вы сегодня говорили, по вашему городу хочется гулять, ходить пешком. И я была поражена тем, что мне практически никогда не мешали автомобили ходить по вашему городу пешком. И я хочу выразить и восхищение вашей работы, и благодарность за вашу работу. А вопрос у меня такой, знаете, меня тогда, я, может быть, сейчас не смогу объяснить точно, поразили ваши пешеходные переходы через дороги. Они как-то таким образом были устроены, сделаны под углом, что когда пешеход становится на дорогу, как-то автомобили ему не мешали. И я вот, у меня не было, к сожалению, долго времени, чтобы посидеть и понаблюдать, каким образом это устроено. Но меня удивило это, и, может быть, вы расскажете, каким образом вы спроектировали это.
Well, I don't know if what you refer is about this. Yeah, because, you know, I in the year 1992, connected with your question, you were asking, in Barcelona, do you have all Wi-Fi everywhere? No. but we will have, because every project takes 20 years to be done. And then in the year 1992, it was decided that we should have a city more for the handicapped people. So we should make a city where the people with handicap, they could walk, and they should have a better movement. That this is what you are saying. And then there was a group of architects that they developed this standard. And then only with one drawing, we designed the standard of how to cross all the streets in Barcelona. And as you see here, we have one piece of granite. We have here the cane for the trash. We have the lighting here. So what we did was to make this good material, kind of expensive, with granite, but then to do all of this here in the sidewalk very cheap. And then what we did was to apply this and to build, and the result is something like this. This is a boycott. Maybe there are some vibration or something. So you can, what we did here about this, with the trash can, tree stone, this applying everywhere. So part of our culture really is to deal with the public space. You see sometimes sidewalks are cheap with asphalt, but all these elements are kind of expensive, and they are kind of very well done. So we put a lot of effort in trying to have a good quality for the, and then what we did here was to define one standard. So this idea of having good city standards is very important, because with the city standards you can really transform the city and the public space. We are now working in Bishkek, by the way, working with the government in order to define the city standards for Bishkek. And then let me see, because what we were doing also was to analyze like different, yeah, this is interesting. You know, this is where? This is Almaty. That the public space in Almata, as the translators say, is very similar to the public space in Bishkek, because the geographical conditions are similar. And what you have is these water channels and big trees for the public space. The bad news is that this is also Almaty. Oh. The bad news is that in Bishkek they are starting to cut some trees and to place the cars in order to have more cars parking. And this is dramatic, because by doing these kind of things, you know, this is Bishkek, and do you know what is this? This is New York. This is New York 100 years ago. And now the question is, in some parts of Bishkek they are cutting the trees because they are making more parking areas. So part of what we did, this is what I explained in Barcelona. So what it means is that it's not easy. You need to really to have a vision about what to do in order not to destroy the good things that you have in your cities, because at some point you want to have more cars, or you want to have more shopping, or you have some kind of fast and easy transformation. So everything that you see in Barcelona that you like is because there is a big effort to make it possible and to make a project out of it.
Вы деревья не вырубали в Барселоне совсем?
Yeah, but not too much. but we don't, as principle, when we were transforming of this avenue, the first statement by the mayor, don't cut any tree. This is the mayor saying, and then we try to manage, and you know what we do in Barcelona? We plant a lot of trees. What we do is we plant a lot of trees and we reduce costs. But we'll talk about this tomorrow. Okay? More questions?
Спасибо.
Okay, so what we are going to do now, we are going to do to finish, is we are going to do an exercise. So can you please share this here? Each of you should have one paper. Oh, you know, I give this document an hour ago to the organizers, and now we have in Russian. So they did a very fast translation, what I think is very good. So what I would like to do, that you do, is that what I would like is that you take one pen and then you write or you Yeah, what I would like to do is, I think that you understand with all the names, all the different layers, okay? So what I would like that you do is that you draw where in your city are developing projects and the name of the project related with the smart city. So if you are doing something about energy in the houses, I would like that you draw here with color and maybe to write the name. Because what I would like is that you were trying to remember which projects in your city are related with anything. So for example, here is shopping, and maybe you are developing some apps or some application for shopping. I would like that, or for, this is the mayor, okay? This is the mayor of your city, this is the government, and this is the citizens. I would like that you try to draw in every part of this diagram where are you developing some programs and the name of the program if you remember. Okay? Maybe some of you are part of the traffic department, and then you need to find here the mobility line, and then to mark, we are marking here. Repeat. Okay. So what I would like is that you take this map, and I would like that you think how your city is connected with this map. If you are from the environment department and you are developing projects about making applications about the beauty of the mountain, what I would like is that you mark here this thing and you put the name of application you are doing. From cycle, this is the trash department. I would like to know from your side which kind of projects, applications that are connecting digital technologies with the anatomy of the city you are developing. You understand? question? I would like that you try to think in your city and to think in this diagram. And then you find which project you are involved and which is the kind of project that you are developing. Yes, yes. Which part do you understand?
По карте еще раз объясните, вот именно
He say?
по карте еще раз объясните, что мы, например, город Алматы или город Астана.
What you should do is just to mark, and I don't know if you are doing an application or a program about mobility or about something or about airports. So you should mark here. What I would like to know is in Kazakhstan, in the different cities, where are you focused in connection with the IT technologies? And maybe we will discover that you are not using money for education and technology, or you are not using money for water and technology. I would like that you describe me where are you putting money. You understand? Yeah, but you are doing well. Yeah, we should, for example, we are working with green industry, and we are working with water or with energy or something. So what I want to know is where are you putting money? Which kind of project you are doing? I would like, if possible, that you put the name of your city or your region in the upper part. Okay, you write the name of the city in the upper part, and if you want, you can also write your name. And if there are two people making this drawing, you put the two names. Okay, you write your name here, maybe. In which you are working, or with your city is working now. You are doing everything? But write the names. But which city are you from? Right now? Okay. But maybe do the one that you do more, in order not to have anything, or you do everything, or you do something. Oh, yeah. Education and sport. It's already done? Yeah. Good, I take it. Okay, good. Can I take it? Oh, done? Okay, thank you. Okay, so what I would like now is to ask some of you, in order to understand better, for example, it's difficult to read, Akrana. Alexander. Okay. So, Alexander, in your diagram that I like very much, you didn't put anything related with people or with government. Can you explain which city are you coming from and why you think that you are not doing many things related with people and government?
На самом деле все эти проекты влияют на население, так или иначе. Весь конечный эффект от этого, от каждого проекта, он будет направлен на каждого человека, для каждой семьи, для каждого предпринимателя. Абсолютно любого из них. Просто я не знал, как их правильно будет связать на этой именно диаграмме. Они, так как у вас здесь видно связь, она идет вот сверху вниз или снизу вверх, все равно связь идет. Астана.
Where do you think Astana is putting more money or more interest related with the ICT project?
Самый крупный проект будет сейчас на данный момент это газификация энергоисточников города полностью, это раз. Следующий это идет электронные паспорта здоровья в системе здравоохранения. Это создание международного финансового центра. Развитие Астана бизнес-кампус. Индустриальный парк номер 2. Потом идет развитие продовольственного пояса. По отдельным информационным системам это ITS, это управление транспортным потоком. Это проект «Безопасный город». Как в Китае вы рассказывали на примере. То есть единая интегрированная система на базе операционного центра видеонаблюдения, которая включает порядка 10 тысяч камер по всему городу и служит целям безопасности прежде всего. Вот, so.
My question is there any single one strong big idea? Because you mentioned projects that were like gas, like industrial park, like security. So all of these are very, very different things. So which is the strong, is there any strong idea behind of a vision on this?
У нас основная цель идет, это Астана, глобальный город. Поэтому мы выбрали приоритетные сектора развития. Приоритетные. Yes. И в соответствии с которыми мы вот движемся. Это современное производство у нас идет. Туризм. Финансовые услуги. Образование, здравоохранение. И вот все.
Thank you. Who is Shinkert? Huh? Are you Shinkert? This is yours? Yes? Okay. So in your diagram you draw a very big aeolic post here. So what are you doing in relation with energy and aeolic energies?
Қазақша болады ғой? Қазақша айтайық. Бұл жерде бізде оңтүстік өңірде желден энергия өндіруге көп мүмкіндік бар. Біз алғашқы уақытта осыны дамытуға күш салып жатырмыз. Болды.
And who is Nurbol? No? Nurbol, he left? Okay, no. He left. Nurbol. Sharapienov Dulat. So you are from the north, and you are doing a project with a smart school. Can you explain?
Да, у нас вот сейчас разрабатываются проекты в рамках Smart город, Smart City. Это стрит-камеры, Smart School, инфобус. У нас в рамках направления транспорта уже полностью внедрен проект. Он уже работает. Smart School на пилотном варианте сейчас разрабатывается. У нас внедряется одна школа. В пилотном варианте взяли Казахская школа гимназии. Туда сейчас не идет внедрение у нас. Он еще как бы подключен. Вот в части транспорта уже полностью у нас работает в течение 2 лет внедрен. Единая диспетчерская служба в онлайн-режиме отслеживания транспортного потока.
Good. Спасибо. I would like to ask if anyone is developing projects related with elder people. Elder people living at home.
В прошлом году мы открыли геронтологический центр. И, естественно, есть социальные работники, которые по необходимости могут обслуживать всю эту категорию населения.
В принципе, тоже со Астаны. Да, как Александр, да, в принципе, добавить могу. Единственное, что у нас на сегодняшний день установлены лавочки будущего. То есть это лавочки, которые рядом с ними установлены стойки, работающие на солнечной энергии, от которой можно зарядить гаджеты. Также эти лавочки будут зимой в 30-градусный мороз тоже работать. В принципе, и ветер работает, и в дождь работает, да. По крайней мере, это начинающий проект, но мы дальше будем продолжать, то есть установку этих лавочек, где больше скопление людей будет. То есть постоянно, чтобы были люди на связи. Также FabLab у нас, ну, пока это еще не доработанный проект, просто для того, чтобы молодежь чем-то была занята, в проекте у нас установить FabLab для того, чтобы молодежь могла не просто по улицам ходить, а чем-то заниматься. В плане там, художественного, допустим, ну, и дальше в будущем, да.
Impressive. Tomorrow I will explain what we are doing about FabLab. Is there anyone from Almaty? Okay, can explain what are you doing in the public space, and because I heard that you hired this Danish architect to deal with some center in the public space, and I'm interested about the young girl, what you are doing with the public space and also with the water and the trees.
В прошлом году как бы аким города сделал реформу в Алмате. Если были вы в Алмате, бывшая улица Панфилова и бывший Арбат, в настоящее время как бы она предназначена для жителей города Алматы. прогулочная. И в этом году на данной улице впервые были проведена праздничный концерт Наурус, в площади которой было 22 марта 220 тысяч человек именно в один день посетило, согласно статистическим данным. Если вы были или планируете в Алмату, могу вас сам лично встретить и показать данную улицу. Арбат, Жибек-Жолы, Панфилова. И думаю, вообще данная улица, согласно датского архитектора Ян Гейла, на 360 градусов поменялась вообще. Супер стало, отлично стало. И приглашаю вас посетить. И в этом году тоже планируем в многих местах, согласно город без заборов. Тоже данный проект. Город без заборов. И согласно к этому мы сейчас видеонаблюдение оставляем в многих местах. Вы были сами в Алмате? Именно в этих улицах? До реформы. А после? Предлагаю. Супер. Сами увидите. Я думаю, вам понравится.
Any other city that didn't make some projects? Where are you from, Almaty? Yeah.
Восточно-Казахстанская область.
Okay, so what are the special projects you are developing there?
Именно по городу. Ну, сейчас устанавливают на 3 или 4 остановочных остановок, обеспечены со всеми удобствами. И так как у нас бывает зима долгая, как почти полгода, тепло там и связь, все полностью, Wi-Fi, все, что работало. Это экспериментально 3 штуки поставили, в этом году не знаю даже, не могу сказать. Даже продолжение будет, не будет.
Okay, so I really like to see how you were drawing and trying to express through these diagrams the kind of projects, because something fundamental is to know where you put your money. We don't have money to do everything at the same time, and cities need to choose what they want to do best and what they want to show first. So I would like just to finish the session of today to show you some project we did, and one of them is related with the idea of the teleassistance. So that's why I was asking you about what happened with the elder people, because in Spain in the 1980s we thought that we should make elder people building in order that the people go there and they can stay together. But the problem is that 2 problems. First of all is that, well, it's not a problem, because the elder people live long time. Spain is the country in the world with the 3rd life expectancy. Number 1 is Japan, number 3 is Spain, because maybe the climate or the quality of life or I don't know what, but the reality is that people live long. And if you take older people and then you put in an elder people residence and the government is helping on that, then at the end the expense is very high. And the other problem is that the elder people doesn't want to live with elder people like feeling that they are dying. So that's why many people prefer to stay at home. Then what we did in Spain is to create this tele-assistant process where we have this button, and then if there is any problem, the people can press the button and there is monitorized. So this idea of the elder people supervision was something that we were working. And then you see behind the button there is one center where the people can take care about these elder people. What happened is that in the year 2014, you know that Bloomberg used to be the mayor of New York, and he's a very rich man, but he has a very important philanthropy. He spent every year more than $500 million in helping to support the cities and projects all over the world. And then they organized one competition called, first prize was the Bloomberg Mayor's Challenge. And then he asked cities, the first edition was in America, and then more than 500 cities from America, they present their projects and in order to be awarded. And the award was to get $5 million. And then the second year, they present the challenge for Europe, and then Barcelona, we compete with for the Bloomberg Challenge, and we were competing with all major cities in Europe, London, Paris, and everyone, and we won. This is like the football. We are a team and we like to win, and we won. And we won with this project that I would like to show to you, that it was very much focused on this question of what happened with the elder people that they live alone. Because the people of living alone is in one hand, very social, and the teleassistance is good. But the idea was to apply how we apply some special projects. So the video doesn't have words, but I hope that you will understand, and we will comment later. Can you switch off the light? No? Okay. So the data. What happened now? Hello? Oh, the audio doesn't work. So as you know, there is the daughter of an old man. She's leaving to America to live, and then this man will remain alone. And he proposed to use some kind of platform. So, as you see, the idea was to use network of trust. So the idea is that the people living alone, sometimes they don't have family, or the family is living far away, and the idea is to see how through using internet we can create a kind of network of people that in fact they are not the direct family, but they are friends that they are living alone around, and then they organize, for example, his birthday party, or they care about them or something. So it's a kind of, it was, this is what is supposed that Facebook or other digital platforms could be doing in a global way, but in this case it was the Barcelona City Council who decided to create this platform by helping elder people to choose who are their friends or who are the people that they trust. For example, someone living in the upper floor, or someone in the bakery in the corner, or someone that is the policeman in the corner. So this idea of creating individual networks of trust would be an idea to create, to empower the people and to create more confidence and more solidarity within the city. The interesting thing is that this project was created by the government. This is not a private company that is trying to get the data about the elder people and how to exploit the data in order to whatever. No, this is what Facebook and Google and others are doing. But when the government is using the data of the people, somehow they use in order to create a stronger society. So this project got the first award from the Bloomberg Philanthropy, and now is under development. So the interesting thing is that then the government is doing platforms to take one by one person and to create this kind of system of solidarity and empower the city using digital technologies. Yes? Any question about this? And we did another project that this is So the idea here is that this was another application with very strong social meaning, is that is the typical thing that happens when you need something but you don't have at home. For example, when you want to make a hole, or when you want to cook a big something, and then the idea is if we create a platform also organized by the government where the people are able to share things. So it's not about buying and selling, but it's about sharing things. So the simple idea is that we can have a library in our neighborhood with the books that everyone had at home. So the idea for this platform was how we somehow will reproduce the old traditional ways to use the social relations, but in this case using digital technologies. So somehow the idea that we were exploring here was how the people, when they connect by each other and when they trust each other, they can start to use and share objects, spaces, knowledge and time. And all these relations can be done without money in between. So that means that one mission from the government was more to promote the idea of people cooperating more. One was very much related, as you see, with the elder people, but another quite good was more about how to do very useful things, how we people that are living nearby, they can share their own objects. Okay, and all of this was developed also for with a young startup. So what is important is that not the government is not developing everything, but also the government is offering to other people the possibility to develop their own projects. And the last project I would like to share with you was related with in Barcelona. We wanted to know how the city worked, and in order to know how the city worked, what we did was we wanted to know where the people live and where the people work. And in order to improve the transportation systems and other things. So we thought, this is the year 2014, that with the cell phones, if we have the data or where the cell phone is during the night and where the cell phone is during the day, we'll be able to know who is moving to where and how people are moving. So in this case, we did an agreement with one telecom company called Telefónica, because as you know, every time that we have the telephone connected, there is an antenna that knows where we are. And because every time that we move to another place, there will be another antenna that registers us, the idea was, if we can know where the people is in the night and where the people is during the day, we can be analyzing how the people are moving. And then what we did was to map in order to understand which are the neighborhoods that receive more people and which are the neighborhoods that have let's say less people. So this is the map of Barcelona with all the 73 neighborhoods, and then the neighborhood that receive more people is this one that is in the Chample. And you see here we knew where the people that go to work there is coming from. In the other hand, what we see with this diagram is that there are some neighborhoods that receive people and there are other neighborhoods that send outside. That means that if we want to do what the girl was asking before, my answer was, I would like to go to work. So these people, they go to work another. So the idea is that we should bring working places to these neighborhoods. They don't have working places. For example, here, remember with the Olympic Games, we developed new neighborhoods that didn't exist before. So the question is, those are residential neighborhoods or they are working neighborhoods? And the answer is that after some years, we were able to consolidate this place as a place with quite mixed use, where here the people also come to work. And also how the hospital that is here, well, this is the Zona Franca, this is the logistic area, that is a place where many people go to work, but this is an area where there is the hospital. So that means that what we did was to use telephones and use data in order to be able to understand how the people, where the people live and what the people work. And for example, these historical areas like the old villa, the Villa of Gracia, how this is connected with other things. So that means that by using technology and using big data, in this case, what we can do is to try to learn and to understand better how works the city. Good. For me, this is all for today. I don't know if you have any question. Tomorrow I would like to focus more what you mentioned before about the Fab Labs and about the economy of innovation and about some public space. I would like to show you some preview of what we will talking, what we will be showing tomorrow, because I explained you that Cerda, that is the engineer that was one of the projects I will explain you tomorrow is related with this. Barcelona, we had here in this master plan that the engineer Cerda did, the center of the city, the future city should be this. Okay? This is the future of the city. But then what happened is that we built a highway in the center of the future city. And this was a mistake. When I tell you that the cities make mistakes, this was our last big mistake, because we copied from the wrong place. There was someone that went to America and he learned the idea of the park and ride. The idea of park and ride is that you can come with your car, you park somewhere, normally in the suburbia, and then here you take a train and then you go to the center. But the bad copy was because they bring with the highway and they put this highway with some parking in the center of the city. And we spend around 100 million euros, let's say like 100 million euros is like 10 billion rubles in order to build this. And then because we are moving to a more human and green city, part of my work was this. So what we did was to demolish the highway. To demolish the highway in order to do a park in the center of the city, that this is what we should do. So when I said before that if you make mistakes, you spend money, but then if you want to recover the mistake, you need to invest and to rethink your city. But this is only one preview for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be chapter number 2. Okay? Thank you.